Hey folks, this is Kalani. We finally have a release date for Shadowlands. Hold on to your Brutosaurs, ladies and gents. We'll be delving into the afterlife on October 27th. That's it, it's locked in. No more guessing games, no more if, buts or maybes. We have an actual date to look forward to, which means quite a few things. We now have a set deadline for everything you might want to get done. You can now actually schedule that time off work if that's something you've been waiting to do, and we have a good idea of when the pre-patch event might hit. So let's break it all down and talk about what a late October release date means for the expansion. Before we jump in, be sure to pop by our live stream sometime over at twitch.tv/KalaniTV. We go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday at 12 PM PST, and we always love chatting with you wonderful folks, so I hope to see you soon. So, October 27th, eh? That gives us 8 weeks from the next reset, so we don't really have too much longer to wait for this one. I know a lot of us were getting a little worried there for a moment. We've never had a release date announced this close to the game actually releasing. We usually get quite a lot of warning with this kind of thing. Oftentimes the release date has been announced while the expansion was still in the alpha phase, so this is definitely a first. I don't know if they were worried about shipping Shadowlands on time or if they really just wanted to wait for Gamescom to show us a shiny cinematic and plop down the release date at the same time. I'll be honest, October 27th is a bit earlier than I would have thought. My money was on a November 10th release. Let's just hope they can get everything working by the time the 27th rolls around. Crossing over into the afterlife couldn't have been timed better though when you think about it. Our first adventures in the Shadowlands will be right around Halloween, which is perfect seeing as we probably won't be trick-or-treating IRL this time around. Speaking of the release date though, we're going to have a global release for Shadowlands, just like we had for BFA. That means everyone gets to play at the same time, even if the time zones throw everything out of whack. The game will be available at midnight in Central European time, so whatever that translates to for your country and your time zone, that's when the game will launch for you. There's a handy world map with times all jotted out for you, so you don't have to convert it yourself, but what this does mean is that while the folks in Europe will have to wait until midnight or thereabouts, the Americas will actually get the game smack bang in the middle of the day, or at least early evening. The East Coast can play at 7 PM and the West Coast can play at 4 PM. That also means that technically, the game will release on Monday the 26th for the Americas, so that's something to consider if you're planning a crazy big gaming session to kickstart your Shadowlands adventures. I personally enjoy this method of release a lot more, partly because I don't have to wait until midnight and play all night to experience the start of the expansion like I used to, and partly because seeing other players in-game while you had to wait another 6 or 8 hours before you could log in yourself wasn't very fun. But that's all behind us now. We all get to jump in together. How fun is that going to be? Hopefully the servers can handle it this time. We also have a release schedule for the raid and Season 1 of Shadowlands. Castle Nathria and Mythic Plus will open their doors just 2 weeks after the expansion releases on November 10th. So we'll only have 2 weeks to level up, get geared up, pick out a legendary and get ready to raid. I think this might be the shortest level up period we've had in a little while. We usually had to wait 3 weeks before the raid opened up, but if they did that with Shadowlands, the mythic difficulty of the raid would open up in Thanksgiving week, which the dev team probably want to avoid. But that means we'll be chomping on some amazing raid and dungeon content faster than ever before in this expansion, and from what we've seen so far, the raid is going to be a lot of fun. So we know the expansion is just over 8 weeks away, and we know when the raid will start up, but what about the pre-patch event? We still don't have a date set in stone for that, which is honestly kind of annoying with how many things will become unobtainable in the pre-patch, but we can guesstimate with a certain degree of accuracy now that we have a release date. The pre-patch event will likely last between 3 and 5 weeks, and I'm thinking this might be one of the longer pre-patches for a few reasons. First, the zombie invasion likely won't be for the entire thing, so that might extend the event by a week just by itself. Second, we have a lot of system changes coming with 9.0. The level squish, the leveling overhaul, the numbers and item level squish, a lot can go wrong, so I imagine the dev team might want to give themselves a little more wiggle room to iron out some of the kinks before Shadowlands launches for real. If we have a 4-week pre-patch event, that means the pre-patch would start on September 29th, and if we have a 5-week pre-patch, that brings it up to September 22nd. Another key piece of information that we just learned is the release schedule for the rest of the Afterlife cinematics. The first one, Bastion, aired with a release date earlier today. The next one is Maldraxxus, which will become available September 3rd, 1 week from now. Then it's weekly from there. So Ardenweald is the third installment and goes live on September 10th, and the series finishes off with Revendreth on September 17th. If we head straight into the pre-patch on the 22nd, it will be fresh off of the hype of these amazing cinematic pieces, and we will have had our max corruption resistance on our cloaks for a few weeks as well. It all lines up quite nicely, so I would say September 22nd is a solid date to look for, and if it's not the 22nd, then it's most likely the 29th, but that means we really don't have a lot of time left to get our affairs in order. Here's a quick reminder of some of the big ticket items changing or going away in pre-patch. The Ahead of the Curve achievement and Cutting Edge achievements for the Ny'alotha raid will become unobtainable, so if you want those you only have 3 weeks left if it releases on the 22nd. The Uncrypted Voidwing is still available until the actual launch date though, so you have a bit longer for that one. The Brutosaur will no longer be purchasable from the appropriate vendors when the pre-patch hits, so if you want your very own personal auction house dinosaur, it's crunch time for earning that gold. This might not be for everyone, but if you've been working on this for the past few months and you're just short of that crazy 5 million gold goal, you can do it. I believe in you. We believe in you. Just a little more farming or whatever it is you're doing for gold, and you won't have to worry about finding an auction house ever again. Season achievements and rewards like Mythic Plus Keystone achievements and PvP rank rewards will also end with pre-patch, so if you're working towards anything related to those two pieces of content, I would get it done in the next 3 weeks. If we have 4 weeks, wonderful, you got your stuff done early, but if you plan for 4 weeks and we only get 3, that would be incredibly disappointing. I would say play it safe. Corruption is also being removed with the pre-patch, so if you've been wanting to try out some crazy combos or just waste your Echoes of Ny'alotha, there is a deadline on that as well. I am so excited for this expansion to finally launch, and it's going to be in our hands earlier than many of us expected. But is this a good thing overall? Is this release date actually too soon? The beta has been shaping up quite nicely, and pretty much everything is in there, but there are still definitely some rough edges. Some Covenant systems haven't been fully tested, some of them don't feel finished at the moment, and there are still quite a few bugs that need to be squashed, like conduits just not working. We're still getting a lot of class changes right now as well, with more promised for the coming weeks. It doesn't feel like we're 8 weeks away though. I would have liked to see the beta more or less done with a good chunk of pure polish as we lead up to the release date, but it looks like we might be just and so making it, which definitely isn't what we wanted to see after the launch of BFA. Thankfully, as I said, most of it is in. We can test legendary crafting, Torghast, soulbinds, conduits, covenants, abilities, new ranks of spells, new spells in some cases, the talent changes, every leveling zone, pretty much every feature that we'll have to interact with in Shadowlands, so we should at least get a feature complete expansion. I just don't know how much time they've saved for that good old coat of Blizzard polish, and fixing things in 9.1 does not count as polish. Hopefully everything falls into place over the next month or so and we don't have anything to worry about, but I am still kind of surprised that we're so close to this release date, and they waited so long for it. But that's it for this video. Be sure to get all of your ducks in a row before October 27th or 26th, depending on your time zone. Be sure to check out that map again if you're unsure of your release time, and just enjoy the pre-patch when it hits. A new adventure is just around the corner, and I can't wait to share it all with you. What do you think about the release date? Is it too early? Are you worried about the game not being as polished as it could be? Are we going to get another BFA launch? Hopefully not. Or are you just super hyped to get into the Shadowlands as soon as possible? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to explore what's left of the beta or help us get ready for Shadowlands, you can find us over at twitch.tv/KalaniTV. We stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday at 12 PM PST, and watching the stream and coming to say hi is one of the best ways you can support the channel right now, and if you ever wanted to be included in the long list of names at the end of every video, a subscription on Twitch is the easiest way to make that happen. You get a free sub to any Twitch channel if you have Amazon Prime too, so be sure to take advantage of that. A big thank you to everyone who's subscribed on Twitch already, and to our supporters over on Patreon. You can see their names floating by on screen. If you want to join these lovely guys and gals, well, now you know how. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I'll see you next time.